Sicily is the largest island in the Mediterranean Sea. Sicily has a rich and unique culture, especially with regard to the arts, music, literature, cuisine, and architecture. It is also home to important archaeological and ancient sites, such as the Necropolis of Pantalica, the Valley of the Temples, Erice and Selinunte. Here are top tourist attractions in Sicily. Palermo is a city rich in history, culture, art, music, and food. It is over 2,700 years old. Palermo is Sicily's cultural, economic, and touristic capital, has a large architectural heritage and is notable for its many Norman buildings. Numerous tourists are attracted to the city for its good Mediterranean weather, its renowned gastronomy and restaurants, its Romanesque, Gothic and Baroque churches, palaces, and buildings, and its nightlife and music. In fact, for cultural, artistic reasons, Palermo is now among the top tourist destinations in both Italy and Europe. Taormina is a small town on the east coast of the island of Sicily. Taormina has been a very popular tourist destination since the 19th century. The present town of Taormina occupies the ancient site, while a very steep and almost isolated rock, crowned by a Saracen castle. Numerous fragments of ancient buildings are scattered over the town, including extensive reservoirs of water, sepulchres, tessellated pavements, and the remains of a spacious edifice, commonly called a naumachia. The most remarkable monument remaining at Taormina is the ancient theatre, which is one of the most celebrated ruins in Sicily, on account both of its remarkable preservation and its beautiful location. Syracusa is a historic city in Sicily. The city is notable for its rich Greek history, culture, amphitheaters, and architecture. This 2,700-year-old city played a key role in ancient times, when it was one of the major powers of the Mediterranean world. Monuments and archaeological sites are the finest example of outstanding architectural creation, spanning several cultural aspects, Greek, Roman and Baroque. The city is a World Heritage Site along with the Necropolis of Pantalica. The Villa Romana del Kasauli is a Roman villa built in the 4th century and located about 3 kilometers outside the town of Piazza Armerina. Containing the richest, largest, and most complex collection of Roman mosaics in the world, it is UNESCO World Heritage Site. The villa was constructed on the remains of an older villa, and was abandoned when a landslide covered the villa. Survivors moved to the current location of Piazza Armerina. The higher ground to the east is occupied by the Great Basilica, the private apartments, and the corridor of the Great Hunt, the middle ground by the peristyle, guest rooms, the entrance area, the elliptical peristyle, and the triclinium, while the lower ground to the west is dedicated to the thermal baths. The Valley of the Temples in Agrigento is one of the most important archaeological sites in the world and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Along a long rocky scarp, chosen as the southern limit of the town, are still sited the great temples of ancient Acrogas. Further down, on the bank of the Acrogas River, near a medical spring, stood the temple dedicated to Asclepius, the god of medicine. At the mouth of the river there was the harbor and emporium of the ancient city. Erice is a historic town in Sicily. In the northeastern portion of the city, there are the remains of ancient Elymian and Phoenician walls, indicating different stages of settlement and occupation in antiquity. There are 2 castles that remain in the city, Pepoli Castle, which dates from Saracen times, and the Venus Castle, dating from the Norman period, built on top of the ancient Temple of Venus, where Venus Erycina was worshipped. Mount Etna is an active volcano on the east coast of Sicily. It is the tallest active volcano on the European continent. The fertile volcanic soils support extensive agriculture, with vineyards and orchards spread across the lower slopes of the mountain. Etna is one of Sicily's main tourist attractions. The most common route is through the road leading to Sapienza Refuge, lying at the south of the crater, which is a starting point for the cable car. From the refuge, a cableway runs uphill. From there, visitors can take a drive with special terrain vehicles, or take a long walk to the designated crater area. Selinunte was an ancient Greek city on the southern coast of Sicily. The archaeological site contains 5 temples centered on an acropolis. Of the 5 temples, only the Temple of Hera, also known as Temple E, has been re-erected. The Selnius complex is large and impressive, with excellent views over the coastline beyond. Near the entrance are 3 temples, one imposingly re-erected, one partially rebuilt, and one a huge pile of stone columns and lintels. Further on is the Acropolis. The former city has some monumental protective walls. Especially impressive is the North Gate. Inside are another 4 temples.